How am I to understand the doctrine of the Trinity? Well, seeing as how I try to give myself 5 minutes to answer the questions in this medium, maybe this time I'll only need 3.5 and I can spend a minute and a half trying to solve the problem of where evil came from. The Trinity is one of the central mysteries of the Christian faith, and I would argue one of the central mysteries of reality. In fact, I have called it for years the Rosetta Stone of reality, because it is that by which we can understand reality. I definitely can't unpack that here, but just suffice it to say, the concept of trying to reduce the world down to either one or many is doomed to failure. The answer is both, and always will be, because that is the nature of who God is. Now, the Christian church historically has affirmed this about the Trinity, that the Trinity describes the unity among the three persons, that there are three persons and one essence. And there have been, along the way, various attempts to find similes or metaphors to describe how this works in the natural realm, like supposedly St. Patrick and the three-leaf clover, which is really bad. But all of them are really bad. Others would take water and ice and steam. And the reality is that each one of these sort of shortcuts to understanding will lead us right into one of the historical heresies that the church has rightly condemned. What we can do instead, as we do often with difficult and mysterious realities, is we try to build a fence where we're not pinpointing everything, like we can get our mind around every bit of information about the Trinity, but we're building a fence saying you can't go beyond this. And that fence says three persons, one essence. That three persons doesn't mean that there's three gods, because it's one essence. That one essence doesn't mean that there's one God with three different masks, because there's three persons. There is a unity among the members of the Trinity that goes well beyond sharing the same goal, sharing a same list of qualities. There is a oneness to the Trinity that cannot and should not be lost, just as there is a threeness that cannot and should not be lost. The Father and the Son are one, but the Father is not the Son, and the Son is not the Father. The Father and the Spirit are one, but the Father is not the Spirit, and the Spirit is not the Father. The Son and the Spirit are one, but the Son is not the Spirit, and the Spirit is not the Son. And, by the way, there are not four of them. There's not Father, Son, Holy Spirit, and God. There are three persons in the Godhead. Well, do you got it now? My 3.5 minutes are up. I used to always tell my students when I taught at Reformation Bible College, if you think you have figured out the Trinity, that is a sure sign that you are in error. This is the nature of God, who transcends us. Now, I'm telling you, you don't, how do I put this? However we understand the Trinity, we cannot understand it as three and one in the same time and at the same relationship, because that is a contradiction. And we're not affirming a contradiction when we're affirming the doctrine of the Trinity. We are affirming a mystery. The difference between a mystery and a contradiction is this: a mystery and a contradiction both are not understood. A mystery can be understood with more information, and a contradiction can never be understood because it's nonsense. It's not understandable. Well, I'm not doing special pleading. I'm not saying, well, it's a contradiction, but God's bigger than contradictions. No, God is a God of order, and that includes the doctrine of the Trinity. But I am affirming that he's bigger than us, and that his ways are not our ways. There are three persons in the Godhead, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. These three are one God, the same in substance, equal in power and glory. That much I know.